Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Lost Ark related video. It's time for Arkonomics, baby. It's Friday, which means it's Friday. We take a look at the Lost Ark market over the last week, and we just kind of see what's been popping, brothers. This is NA server, as always. God rest NA West soul, I will miss it dearly. We first take a look at blue crystal prices, as always. Jeez Louise, they've... I mean, I kind of expected this. I think there is going to be some movement this week, and I remember briefly reading the post on the subreddit detailing some Korea balance changes, and within the balance changes, I mean, I think there were balance changes too, but it's just the patch notes. And within the patch notes, there were some very interesting things, especially to do with the way you can obtain certain materials and the tradability of those materials. So I expect there to be some slight price movement, but I don't know how much of it will translate into our version. And I also think a lot of people probably overreacted, so prices might not stay at what they are, if you know what I'm saying. But that being said, I am still kind of surprised that blue crystals and royal crystals are kind of, I mean, this expensive. It's 15k right now for insta-buy on royals or blue crystals, 13.7 slow buy. But this is much higher than last week, I'll tell you that for free. Let me actually see if I can pull up the post I was talking about here. On the old Reddit. This isn't the post, but I'll pull this one up too, and then KR patch notes, yes. This. Okay, here, let me pull it up on my thingamabob. Alright, you guys should be able to see this. KR patch notes, they mentioned Chaos Dungeon no longer gives gems from Guardian Raids, only mats from Guardian Raids, no longer tradable, they're bound to character. And then, basically somebody just TLDR'd the reason why these changes happen. Kneecap rice farmers, no more alt funneling, reduces the amount of available mats to convert when the soft reset comes around since you can't buy any, increases the incentive to swipe if you want to push a new character since you can't access materials as easily as before. And then this, blue redstones from Curzon Front aren't tradable, but you get many more than what you used to before, so it's kind of kills alt funneling, but it makes each one of your characters more self-sufficient in the long run. Also, Guardians drop gems now, and they drop a little more than what Curzon Front used to, but now you gotta do Guardians, so quite the change, to be honest. But this is kind of what I mean. So, basically, materials from Chaos Dungeons are all like character bound, and only way to get tradable versions is World Boss plus Guardian Raid. Market is on fire, pretty much no way to buy mats from Auction House and KR server anymore once the current supply runs out, because the only way to get them there is once a week Field Boss. There's positives to these changes, it kind of makes alts less necessary, it's just there for golden enjoyment of playing other classes, but pretty much all mats gained from dailies except silver is character bound. Also means you can't push new built characters because you can't buy the mats from market. This is the KR patch notes. Has infinite changes that completely changed the game. They didn't say shit about a lot of them at Loa On. But again, the main one is change the Curzon Front and Chaos Dungeon to no longer provide the following items: gems, accessories, bracelet, and ability stones. Yeah. Gems only come from Guardian Raids now is basically what I'm understanding. And then, after the patch drops, we get some more info. Mortem HM mats are available in the solo shop and KR. There's also more materials in the solo shop in general, but I think it's important to point out that Mortem HM mats are in the solo shop, and we should be getting this in the upcoming patch, I believe. I think it's the upcoming patch. Let me scroll. Was it this thread? I don't want to watch the full video again. Summary, yeah, so December. We get Solo Brel and Solo Mortem and with the new shop. So, we should be getting all this stuff, well, quote-unquote all this stuff in December, whenever the December patch happens. Any hoosers, let's talk more about the market. I just wanted to point out, like, what's been happening, and I think that's, like, a very relevant thing to look at, considering it's, I mean, at least loosely market adjacent. And, I mean, those are some pretty big sweeping changes, truth be told. So, and as always, there's no guarantee that we get the same changes, but I think it's probably good practice to assume that we will get those changes. I mean, there's no reason why we wouldn't, other than Amazon just deciding to do something differently, but also, it would have to be something that Amazon fights for against Smilegate, because Smilegate, obviously, they say what they want done. And Amazon usually just kind of, you know, they're just like, okay, we accept, no pushback type stuff. But again, I don't know what's better or what's worse. So, it's just one of those things we're going to have to wait and see. As far as the market, though, for some reason, yeah, I was going to say, these seem like the same prices they've always been. Because weren't they like 180, 190 last week? But you look at the average price, they were actually like 100 gold before the patch notes dropped. I guess like post Loa on, maybe everything crashed. And then once the patch notes from the patch came out in Korea, then shit started recovering. That makes sense. Of course, if you can speculatively stock up on materials because the quantity and supply of like honing materials is going to be significantly lower once we get the changes, if we get the changes. Again, there's no guarantee. It's very likely, but again, nothing is guaranteed. So making big, like, sweeping purchases, like buying a bunch of fucking redstones, blue stones, leaf stones, gems, any of this shit. I mean, I wouldn't do gems personally, because gems are just... If that post I read in the thread is to be believed, there's more gems that drop from Guardians now than there were from Chaos Dungeons, so if, God willing, gem prices maybe go down a little bit. But honing materials, at least, there's no guarantee that they go up, even though logic would dictate if you cut off a large supply, but you don't give someone a way to replace that supply immediately outside of like the F4 shop and swiping for like map packs, then I mean these are just gonna go up, right? That's what logic would dictate. But again, you do what you want to do. I'm just pointing out things that could or could not happen, and that's the whole thing about it. But as far as that goes, I think that's pretty much like the big, the big market thing. Holy shit, 5,000 gold again for honor shard bags on the average? My lord. What are we doing? What is we doing? See, this is what I mean. This is what's going to happen to the T4 mats too now. In theory. Not shard bags necessarily, because shard bags, you never got them from, Curzon Front in the first place. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name. Kept wanting to call it a Chaos Dungeon. I mean, it is just a Chaos Dungeon, but it's the Curzon Front. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, though. As always, I'm interested. I think this is actually, like, probably some of the biggest, like, market-related changes that they've done in a minute, so I am actually very interested to see how this ends up shaking out. Take a look at engravings. Take a look at engravers, not legendary, not epic, but relic engravers. Relic grudge is below 400k, that's big for fellas like us. Damn, it's been under 400k. Wasn't it like 440 last time I looked at it? I could be making that up, but I feel like it was above 400k. But I mean, nothing too crazy here. Book price is still pretty expensive, even if it is under 400k. Still expensive. But that's the world we live in, unfortunately. Take a look at the sidereal energy just for funsies. 2.66. That's an expensive fucking weapon, man. You're making this shit, you're like... You're in like... used car territory for sure, even if you like G2G it. But you are in like new low-end car territory if you F4 shop it, which is crazy to me. I know that's like nothing to some people, but god damn, for one item in a video game that is just gonna get power crept, I don't think I could do it mentally. I could do it literally, but mentally I don't know if I could do it because that's crazy. Level 10 gem looks like it's, we'll say 3.1 mil for ease's sake. I feel like that's a bit lower than last week, which is good, because last week it felt like they were incredibly expensive, like prohibitively expensive. Can I see? Can I go back? No, the sale date, 7th. Not quite far enough back. But yeah, it looks like it's about 3.1 mil, 2.9, 3, 3.1, 3.15, 3.1, 3.1, 3.22. These are damage gems, so I think that makes sense. Probably rolled for something. Spiral Flame, target down. I mean, I don't know about Spiral Flame, but target down is definitely a damage skill people use on GS. Or at least it used to be. Perfect shot, yeah, 3.2. Anyways, I think that'll do it for this week. Actually, some pretty cool movement, though, and, like, stuff to predict, so... Hey, man, I'm all here for it. Make sure you like the video if you like it. Subscribe. Thank you to my YouTube members. It's Biscuits, Andrew, Diz, Remix My Life. Love all you guys very, very much, and I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Bye!